I'm Scott Lucas. I'm in the Department of Political Science and International Studies here at the University of Birmingham, and I teach a first-year course called End of Empires. What does that mean? Well, what it means is that in the 20th century, we had people who kept talking about there were these big, great empires that ran the world. You know, the sun never set on the British Empire. The French said they had an empire. So did the Turks, the Ottoman Empire. So did the Germans, the Japanese, the Portuguese, the Dutch. Hey, even the Belgians. But what happened in the 20th century in part was that those empires receded. The British Empire, quite often against the will of its leaders, became economically weak and has eventually given way to new nations. The French Empire, it ran into trouble in places like Indochina, Algeria. The German Empire, Ottoman Empire, well, World War I and then World War II took care of them. Now, what happens when empires break up? What comes next? Well, some people try to replace it with other empires. In the last few years, for example, people have talked about an American empire. You know, the U.S. won the Cold War, defeated the evil Soviets, so it could lead the world and everyone else could follow. Yeah. It may surprise you from my accent, but I don't actually buy into that theory. You know, no one country rules the world as an empire. No one country has all the economic and cultural power. The story of the 21st century is that 20th century empires have been replaced by a much more diffuse process. A lot of countries, a lot of peoples, a lot of communities who are saying this doesn't have to be a world of those who rule and those who are oppressed. Now, they don't always, quote, win. They don't always succeed. But it gives us a much different world than simply saying there are one or two superpowers who rule the rest of us. Africa, the Middle East, Europe, North America, South America. All of these are a case of many groups who are trying to get power, sometimes for good ends, so that we don't have to go back to a system of imperial rule. I'm Scott Lucas, and I look forward to seeing you at the University of Birmingham.